everybody. Welcome to Sports Bitches. My name is Rachel Bonetta, joined by two of my best buds, Megan Gailey, Sarah Tiana. We got a lot going on this morning, folks. I cut my own hair. Megan's got a case of gas.
No,
And,
no. I did not
Sarah,
have a case of gas.
Well, it just
Burps
seems
or
like
gas?
you have a case of gas.
I burped one time, and my body is not my own. I'm burping and farting for two. And so that's just where I'm at.
Sarah, what's ailing you to make us feel better?
Are you wearing a Masters sweatshirt?
Me? No, I'm wearing an Aviator Nation.
Oh.
I also took a swift headbutt to the vagina this morning.
Oh.
Oh.
He's
from
really
CJ?
squirming and worming.
No, from Conrad. Conrad and I were playing basketball, and he thought he would do tunnel, where he would go underneath my legs to get past
ouch.
my staunch defense. And he didn't duck enough, and he headbutted me right in my vagina.
Right in the cooch. Ouch.
And then he started crying.
Because he felt so bad.
No, because I
manipulative.
sat down. I was like, and then he goes, I want to keep playing basketball.
Did you hear what Sarah just said? She said that's
Manipulative.
manipulative.
It is. Oh, these children are so manipulative, and he learned it from me.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this part of the show. We get to guess what sports item Meg's baby is. What did we have last week?
Field hockey shin guards.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting obscure.
Can you give us some sort of tip?
Pickleball
This is
racket.
like,
Jesus.
no, this is this is a sports item that you would use solo.
Vibrator.
A what?
Oh.
What'd she say? A
A
vibrator?
vibrator.
No, but it does involve like your thighs and your knees.
Like one of those circular
Yes.
band things.
Yes,
that you use in
it's like
Pilates?
Yeah,
I fucking
it's a
hate those
Pilates
things. Yeah.
band.
Exercise band.
That's what's inside of me.
Wow,
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Rachel.
yeah,
I
right
was
now.
like, Thigh Master.
Well, it's because I do Pilates a lot. I hate
Yeah,
that thing.
it's basically
haunts my dreams.
It's base. Oh, well, it's living inside of me, and I'm being headbutted from the outside. So,
Okay, well, we have a fun show planned because we've got a lot of things to talk about. We're gonna start with the WNBA. Paige Bueckers drafted #1 6 suit. I was seeing 6 suits
Sick.
all around
After a change. She wore a
Yes.
different one on the
two
red carpet.
outfits. Yes.
Yes,
2 outfits.
Yes, the
said,
gals
"This is my
always
wedding."
bring the fits. Okay, I feel
Yeah.
like any drafts that involve men, it's just like, there are some good ones or some wild
only
ones. But I feel like WNBA just always hits. It's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, her outfit was pretty good. Georgia Amore was wearing an outfit that Russell Westbrook made, which was kind of cool.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, and I was glad.
Very cool.
Yeah, but hot rumor that Paige and AZ Fudd are an item,
Smooching?
secret item, because she sits
I would love
down
that.
and like first of all, AZ's the first person she hugged. She did not hug her dad. Nobody else at the table. She hugged AZ first. AZ looks hot. They sit together. She at one point sits down and says, "My mic is on," so that nothing is. I know, fun.
I love secret
Fun, cute couple.
romances.
But nobody knows. I mean, obviously that is just like, I don't even know like what their, status is,
Preference,
sexuality,
Yeah.
preference, status. But no matter what, super hot couple.
Yeah, go ahead, Meg.
I was really excited that Caitlin Chen also got drafted.
Yes.
It felt very
Surprise
reminiscent
drafted.
of like Caitlin Clark's teammates being like, I'm drafted. Oh my God, I'm here just to like hang out. And then she played all 4 years at Princeton, then had 1 year of eligibility, went to UConn. All of her Princeton teammates were at the national championship. Now she's drafted by the Valkyrie. And like
I love it.
I have to imagine she's like deferring medical school or something. Like it's like she went to Princeton, now UConn. She's like, I guess I'll go play in the WNBA. Why not?
Wow.
Right. I
Good
mean,
for
I think
them.
obviously Golden State is a great landing spot for her. She was my one of my favorite players to watch during the tournament because the tournament was pretty boring because there was just so many blowouts. But she's like tiny and fast, and she dribbles really good. And she's a great shooter. Like
Yeah.
USC went on a 4-0 run, and she went on a 5-0 run by herself for UConn. So it was
Whoa.
like pretty great.
And then Haley Van Lith being reunited with Angel
Ah,
Reese. I mean,
very
like
Fun.
fun.
a low grade beef, but Angel has already tweeted like happy to have you. The Sky are genuinely like Camila Cordova, Angel Reese, Haley Van Lith, like that is a star-studded team for sure.
Yeah.
This is
And
so
where did Kate
exciting.
Olsen where did she go? Did she go to Dallas as well? I want to say Caitlin's old teammate at Iowa. I think she went to Dallas too. But anyway, really, really fun to see Haley Van Lith like also like kissing her boyfriend,
Yeah,
Jalen Suggs, I guess who plays in the
I need
NBA.
more
I don't really know
makeouts.
who he
I
is.
need
I
more
know
I
who she
know.
draft
is.
Well, he plays for
smoochies.
the Magic and he has embraced his hair.
Yeah.
He has not done the LeBron like spray it and see. He's just like, listen, I'm good. I'm on the Magic and I have the hair pattern of Joe Pesci and
Yeah.
Home Alone after
Yeah.
he's been burned by a blowtorch. And I am who I am. And I'm like, I love
Okay.
that. You go,
Yeah.
Jalen. You got a hot
Confident
ass
king.
girlfriend. And like, yes.
I know, I love
Um,
it. And she's also on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition,
hell
Well,
Haley Van
yes.
Lith is, and it's pretty hot. She looked super hot last night, but yeah, super
do
hot.
you
Good for
do
her.
you think if this podcast really blows up, that the three of us could ever be in the SI? Okay, your reaction is telling
I
me
will.
no. Rachel
I'm
is
reacting to
I need to use
myself.
one of those, what's the baby, the sports item. I need to get hitting that, but
yeah.
Rachel would be the one in the bathing suit, and we would be the ones like putting like sunscreen on her.
shut up.
I'm
Okay,
not
wait.
I'm not saying I'm ready to go right now. I'm just saying like with 6 months notice, I could get
Uh,
like some laser removal of my varicose veins, smooth out my cellulite and be like ready to go if I had 6 months notice.
6 months notice.
but
I
they
have always
and
dreamed
I
about,
would
like, imagine getting cast in like some crazy superhero movie and you have to get ripped. Like that is your job for
Mhm.
6 months, is just to get shredded. That would be hard but fun.
Yeah, we could do it.
We could do that.
We could do it. I don't know. I could see Megan just like getting all chiseled, but she's still pregnant, and then they paint her belly like a basketball. So it looks like we're all like holding the basketball, but it's just Megan's
Hello,
shredded
Sports
belly.
Illustrated, call us.
There's been
Okay, I have. What were you gonna say?
There's been two shoots where they were like, one was at a beach. It was Adam Devine's house party. I filmed it in Hawaii. And then I was filming like a Comedy Central thing at a water park. And they're like, bring what you would wear. And I show up and I've got little like out bikinis, bikinis with like sarongs. And both times the costume designer were like, let's put her in a little jumper. Like, I wanted to wear a bathing suit. And they were like, no.
Rude asses.
That was
Okay,
perfect.
I have
Wow.
thoughts. I have thoughts on the WNBA draft. I think that one thing that happened, or lack thereof, did not happen, was the drafting of Sedona Prince. So this is a basketball player that started at Oregon, and they were very much on TikTok. They became like TikTok famous. And there were allegations that started to come out about abuse, that she was abusing her girlfriends,
Girlfriend.
mentally, physically, all of the things. And then, so she leaves Oregon and joins TCU. And TCU obviously had a great March. She was very much a part of that. And she's been in college. She's like deferred. So she's been
Oh yeah.
playing for
6
like
years.
7 years or something crazy. So she just put out this statement being like, I've loved my college experience. I love TCU, but I am so excited to announce that I am declaring for the 2025 draft. So then it comes to last night. She is slated to be top of the second round, early second round, bottom of the first. Like, she's slated to go somewhat early. She does not get drafted.
What?
At all. And ESPN, kudos to them, I believe it was ESPN, that actually spoke about her allegations during the broadcast. And then, you know,
Andrea and Lisa. Yeah, Rebecca.
I think that, you know, so much goes into the draft process, but you have to think that the WNBA is standing for something by not drafting Sedona. And I think, God, if ESPN would only do this for the draft of any
but they get
male
drafted.
sports.
But all of them get drafted.
For sure, but just even having the conversation, like, hey, this is who you are getting. Here is who is going to be representing your team. You need to know that it's not just this basketball player. They have a history of abuse. You know, I hope that there's no more, but there's a chance that there is going to be more abuse that comes. You know, it's happened more than once with more than one person. And this is all alleged, but it is, I thought kudos to them for A, not drafting her, and B, for talking about it.
Yeah, here's the issue with the men is they don't have people that are equipped to have that conversation. Mel Kiper is not sitting there being like, you know, like they know it, but I think the WNBA draft, it's like, hello, we are women, we are educated, we are activists, we are people who stand on something and are prepared to have those. And that is why when you see a slate, no matter what it is, basketball, football, and it's 4 men and 1 woman, it's like, that's not going to work because they start going, I have a sister. And it's like, it doesn't fucking matter that you have a sister. Everybody has a sister. Everybody has a mother. Even if they are not your sister or mother, they are still people. They are a person. And that is why they matter. And so it's like, it's still a learning process for these men to even be able to talk about it in a way that feels not gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week in the NFL draft because there's that player from Southern who was just on camera choking his girlfriend, dragging her down the stairs. And like, so it's like this guy was projected to go in the second round. So we shall see. Like, this will be a fun test to see what they say about it. If he goes, you know, I feel like the WNBA is setting a precedent. Like, let's also not forget Sedona Prince also was the one who made the clip. She did the TikTok clip of the gym equipment. And that's how it all got changed.
Yes.
That was her TikTok that was like, look at the gym equipment that we get. And the men's tournament gets this huge Gold's Gym, and we get this like tiny weight room with 5 weights. And so it was her speaking out that made change. But it's also, I also believe that I would believe that the WNBA would do some sort of investigations and teams would do their research and be like, the talent pool is pretty deep.
Yeah. This reminds me of a clip that was going around last week that we did not touch on. Eagles GM Howie Roseman was asking about, he was talking about their process, and he was like, for example, someone who has you know, a history of violence against women, it's a no for us. And he goes, I don't even care if it's 10 years ago. And I'm like, one, that's a fascinating example to give of who you're like, do not draft. And also, two, now you have to really stand on that because you have publicly said we don't do that. And if a guy becomes available that you really need, say he's the best tush pusher you've ever seen. And 5 years ago, he had this. You have now, at least as long as Howie Roseman is the GM of the Eagles, have said that that's just an absolute no for you. And I thought that was like pretty impressive for an NFL team, a winning NFL.
Absolutely. And a winning one, because it's like if the Panthers come out and say this, you're like, well, this is why you're not winning. But if, you know, I mean, you know, like that's what people would say. I'm not saying that's what I would say. I'm just saying that is like what the conversation would be. Like, but like for a Super Bowl winning team, a team that's been there twice.
Perennial good.
And won once.
Perennial good. That's
so like going to still be good. Like the depth of their roster is something for like admirable. So I think for them to stand on business and say like, this is this is how it goes for us, other teams can learn from that.
It really is important, though, just like people in power. People in positions of power need to use that power for good. Howie Roseman, ESPN shouting out Sedona Prince. I remember one time I was on a show and they were trying to pitch me on coming. I was doing like guest spots on this show and they were trying to pitch me to come on full time. And they're like, we are also going to have this NFL player that is going to be a part of the show. And I was just researching him, and he had a long history of getting angry around women and allegations of abuse. And I just said, no, I'm not doing that with this person. I'm not going to be working with this person. And you should also rethink your choices of hiring this person. I didn't end up taking that job, but they also didn't end up hiring him. So at the end of the day, like, you just got to, I know it feels so impossible to tackle something like violence against women, but I feel like there are these small things that you can do every single day. And part of it is talking about it, speaking it out loud, tweeting about it. Tweet about Sedona and how you don't want her to be drafted in the WNBA. Like, so much of it is information and letting people know that this is not a good person. And then hopefully that'll change some people's minds.
It is hard. And I just have to say this because I'm thinking it and I know it is not good. And I understand if people push back on it. It is hard, though, to see women be held to a higher standard than men, even when it comes to this issue.
Say more about that.
She is suffering far more consequences and as a woman than any man we have seen in the sports world. And it is hard to go. You still see that, like, the ramifications are harder. And I mean, I think that just illustrates like the patriarchy, of just like, oh yeah, men shouldn't do that, but like we do need them. And like, no, women, if you do it, get out of here. Like it's like we do look the other way for men on stuff that we.
I hear what you're saying, but I do feel like the WNBA is holding itself to a specific standard.
Yes.
And yes, it sucks that women are going to be, held to the fire, and it's going to be a lot harder on us. But at the end of the day, if you look at the WNBA 20 years from now, it's going to be a somewhat clean league. And what I mean by that is like, not the NFL, not any time you want to put a player on your fantasy team, you got to Google him and make sure he hasn't hit a woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be,
right. No,
they're going to hold themselves to higher standards.
It is right. That is why the WNBA is like so feel good. And when you see so many children there, you're like, yes, these are the role models. It is all right. There is an undercurrent for me personally that is also like, I wish the men got some of this treatment.
Of course.
We need more Howies. Yeah. We need more Howies.
Oh my gosh, don't we? That are also just good GMs. We just need more good GMs.
Let's talk a little golf, shall we?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Rory finally won the Masters. Our cutie sweetie boy. Congrats to him. What an emotional roller coaster. Sarah, what was going on at your house? Because you were texting us, it seemed very tense, very crazy.
I mean, yeah, Chris is just pacing. His like heart rate is going off on his watch. It's like he's been dying for Rory to win the Masters probably ever since I've met him. Like in 2019 when Tiger won, I have a video of him like crying on our couch in El Segundo, just being like, this is like, and he hasn't wanted. He's like, it feels so similar because with Tiger, you were like, please let this happen. You like just cheering for someone that you desperately want to win because you've been a fan of theirs for so long. And I don't feel like we have that kind of personal connection with Rory. And Rory is always on the right side of things. Like he was absolutely against the Live Tour. He's created TGL with Tiger. Like he's kind of like the mayor. He's like the new young mayor of golf. And for him, this was the last win before he could get his Grand Slam. If he got this win, then he was one of 6 players that was like legendary status, right? It's like the EGOT, right? And so he he bogeys the last hole, and then everything like Chris is just like throwing like Kay just like, will you pitch to me? I'm like, do not pitch to him right now. Like, you are gonna throw it way too hard, you're gonna be too upset, like this is not a good idea, you know.
You said he was like not letting you get out of the hot tub for a certain amount of time,
right?
Because there was
well, as soon as I got in, he birdied a hole, and then, you know, like he went ahead, and then I was like, oh, I really want to get out. He's
You
like,
gotta
you cannot
stay.
get out of there. You gotta get out. Yeah. Then he bogeyed 18, and he's like, all right, you can get out.
Sarah's like,
you're like, well, I already
dehydrated,
peed.
like roasting in the hot tub.
I do think like the way Chris feels about Rory is very representative of how a lot of people felt. Like this felt like it felt similar to when Phil finally got a major of Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh, we've all like watched this guy grow up, and this one thing has eluded him, and we all want this for him. And like his daughter Poppy hitting what was, guys, an absolutely incredible putt. That putt in the par 3 tournament, I was like, Poppy, that is insane. Like the touch for it to happen. And so it felt really like a relief. And I think, I know I'm putting a lot into sports right now. You know, sports is having to do a lot of emotional heavy lifting because the world is tough.
On fire.
And so seeing someone like Rory win, even while choking and like not playing his best, you're like, the world is good.
Okay, now let's get to the tea. Are we ready? Yow! Okay, so Rory he was going viral for not winning the Masters, some other things. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the lay of the land between him and his wife and an alleged affair, okay. That is now taking over social media.
Can I ask one question up top?
Sure.
Is his wife also Irish?
No. She's American.
So he's from
Florida.
He's Catholic Northern Ireland. That's very specific, and I have to ride with him hard.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Okay.
She's from Palm Beach.
Okay.
So this is actually really cute. So he was engaged to tennis star Caroline Wozniacki, or however you say her last name.
Yep.
Okay, so he was engaged.
Yes.
And then he was in New York, I believe, or he was somewhere, and he met Erica Stoll. He met her during the 2012 Ryder Cup. While she was working for the PGA of America. He missed his alarm one morning, and she helped him make his tee time by arranging a police escort. So that was the first time that these two met. She was really doing him a solid meet cute. Yes.
That's a good
But
meet
he was
cute.
engaged.
To Caroline Wozniacki.
2 years later, he calls off his engagement. Okay. And he starts dating Erica on the DL. And then they get married. They have a little baby named Poppy. Sweet, sweet, sweet. They're married for 7 years. They like really keep their relationship private. Don't really talk about it. They didn't even know that she was pregnant until like her 3rd trimester. Like really staying out of the public eye. Yeah. Okay. 7 years into their marriage, the 7-year itch. Isn't that what it's called?
It is. It is.
7-year itchies. Last May, this happened. It came out that Rory was filing for divorce. Okay. He was the one that wanted to end their relationship. And then like pretty soon afterwards, it came out that they had reconciled their differences and that they were going to get back together. So the rumors, there were some rumors going around at this time that Rory had started a little bit of a fling with a sideline reporter named Amanda, and I get her last name wrong.
Balionis.
Baloney. Okay, so Amanda. So
also
Amanda's
blonde. We're going blonde.
Pretty similar, really cute. They were having these interviews together that people were like, yeah, she's cute. Okay. Oh my God.
Okay. I mean, yeah, she's no
I think she's cute. His wife is
the
banging.
Aaron equivalent.
She's the Aaron.
Yeah, she's
the
equivalent
Aaron Andrews of
Andrews of golf.
Okay.
She is like the main reporter for every, like when you finish a round at the U.S. Open, you talk to Amanda.
She greets you.
Which means She's in the same hotel lobbies. She's at the same hotel bars. She's staying in the same hotels. Like, you know, they all kind of travel around as a group, from what I understand.
And he likes a golf girl.
Loves a golf girl.
Clearly.
Why not? Yeah.
I mean,
and
he
so there
already
were
left
some
a tennis player for a golf girl.
Yeah.
there was some interviews that have gone viral of them just being like really giggly and sort of flirty, and people are thinking like, oh, they were obviously banging on the road. So he files for divorce, and then it comes out that some prenup issues. She was going to get all of his money.
Yes.
She was going to get a lot of his money.
Golfers have so much money too.
So much money. And so then they made up. He was just like, actually, maybe not.
Yeah.
They decided that, you know, staying together was better for the family.
Yeah.
And so this was last May. I don't know if you guys noticed this or picked up on it, but Sunday, when he was winning the Masters, everyone was like, yeah! And his wife was very Melania Trump, was very showing zero emotion, just sitting with her wide-ass brimmed hat, and he's like looking over to them and be like, I just want to thank my family, my daughter, my wife, da-da-da-da. He's crying, her... Not even a smirk, not even a nothing.
Didn't he only thank his daughter? I didn't hear. I think he said family, and then he talked about Poppy. I don't think he said his wife directly.
And it's like, listen, we love Poppy, but like, what has Poppy done?
Okay, this is what he said. I have it written down. Last but not least, over to my left, my family, my team. They've been on this journey with me the whole way through. They know the burden that I've carried to come here every year and try again. And then he goes on to talk to Poppy about like never giving up on her dreams.
Yeah.
But he does take a moment to acknowledge his family, which is his wife and daughter who are sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
And she didn't even
flinch.
She didn't even sprout a tear. Okay, so we're not done.
No.
So then afterwards, Rory sits down with Amanda. They couldn't find anybody else to do the post-Masters sit-down interview. This woman's so fucking stoked. She's got her veins are popping out of her forehead. Yeah. She is so ecstatic to sit with Rory. And they're just they're giggling, they're smiling, they have a rapport. There's history there. So make of it what you will, but I thought that was pretty interesting.
I'll make of it.
I was on TikTok last night, and all the Masters content was about this. And it's like, this is not like Rory, like we've never heard of Rory McIlroy. He has been the number one player for many, many years. At one point has won many majors, but it seems like this Masters win has like brought all of this drama back up to the surface. He's like, come on, man.
Golf could use more drama.
This is his Perkins waitress. This is his Perkins waitress.
Wait,
remember
elaborate.
Tiger with the Perkins waitress?
I thought she was Hooters.
No, Perkins. That Chipper Jones was Hooters.
Perkins. Perkins is low down, Tiger.
Or the Perkins waitress.
I don't even eat at Perkins.
Love is love.
I'm just saying. I remember when all this was going on. What like in the heat of it. And people were posting like receipts in San Diego of him like picking up food because Amanda lived in San Diego and Rory's in San Diego picking up food for two and taking it back to a house. Like it was like people were like clocking like it was like an investigation for a murder. The way that
he was
people were
for sure
following him around.
What would you do if you're the wife?
Yeah.
But
you started that way. Like when you met him, he was engaged. You know what I mean? That is on you. That is on you. Like this is a pattern. So
yeah,
that doesn't change.
I know we've talked on this show before about like who would be the best like sports husbands. And like to me personally, golf ranks like pretty low. Now the good news is they're really rich and they have no head trauma. So like you go, okay, win. But they're gone a lot. Like they are gone Wednesday through Monday. I don't know, 35 weeks a year. Like it's a lot of travel. There are hot blondes everywhere that like they do seem, even if they're faithful, it's like you are having to like raise your kids very much by yourself.
Well, in her
Yeah,
case,
I mean, I
I think
guess
she's probably stoked that he's gone because what a miserable, like, she's basically stuck inside this relationship because he cheated on her, but
But
also she's got to raise a kid and she probably
well,
wants that
it
money.
seems like it seems like he filed for divorce and then she printed out that prenup and threw it on his desk and said, "Are you
And
sure?"
there's something interesting with the prenup because he is Irish. There's some sort
Yeah.
of gray area with the law that they weren't going to be able to actually use the prenup, or she was using, if this is the discourse that we are following, that she threw down the paperwork. I believe that she was, using some sort of gray area with like Ireland and Florida.
Yeah.
The differences
Yeah.
in prenup laws are, I don't know.
You don't fuck with a girl from Palm Beach. An
I
Erica
think
from Palm Beach?
I
No.
think that they also got married in Ireland, so maybe they had to adhere to those
Oh,
rules.
interesting.
The Irish
Yeah.
are really
Wonder where
mad at
Poppy
me
was born.
right now, so I can't speak on this except for say it. Good luck to them all.
But I will say, I feel like the more tea happening in golf. Also, Rory and Bryson DeChambeau like didn't speak to each other at all.
Yeah.
Was this?
I think he was like
Well,
saying
I
it like
think
he was just locked in. Like
they
that
have
they weren't.
to be that. Like the last round at the Masters is like where Rory lost it before. So it's like you have to. I think it was just more like we got to focus. Like
But
this
it
ain't
sounded
the
like
Waste
he took it
Management
personally.
Open.
I know. I really
Bryson?
Yeah. He was just like, yeah, he didn't speak to me.
Well, that's
I
because Bryson was melting down as well. Like
yes,
he
yes, yes, yes.
shot
He's
four
like,
over, I think that
get
day.
your stink away from me. I actually thought there was a really tender moment between Justin Rose and Rory McIlroy. I put it on my stories where Rory held Justin Rose in a way that my own husband has never touched me. Like he held like the back of his head, like, thank you. Like I was like, oh my God, they're in love. So, and Irish men are very emotional, very sensitive. They leave it all out on the course, you know?
Well, I feel like because
I
we've
think
also
Justin
been
was
watching
on the-
Rory since he was like a child.
A
I feel like
baby.
he always feels like everyone's little brother.
Yeah, with that little accent.
Yeah. I think Justin Rose was on the Ryder Cup team with him. For the European Ryder Cup, whatever the
for
British
their boys.
one that. Yeah, and I also think Justin's in TGL.
Did you
So
burp?
I can't
Did you
remember.
burp?
Yeah, what was that?
Did you burp?
What was that?
Did I? I don't think I did. Did I?
I think you swallowed it, but it was a burp.
Oh, okay. All right. I burped.
Not the only one
I burped.
burping.
I did a Megan burp. Yeah,
And that's why you
listen.
watch the
I think
YouTube
it was a
videos, so you
really,
can see that
a
unfold.
really great Masters. I do have notes, but I'm gonna do them on my show.
Before we dive into NBA playoffs, can we take a sidebar really quick and talk about the space of it all?
The ass and
there-
astronaut.
There are some ladies who have gone to space this week, and people are upset over it.
Why? Why are people
Well,
upset?
I do think it is kind of funny that they're like, we're going to space so we can save this
For feminism.
planet and for feminism, and it's like you're literally setting us back so many years pollution wise.
Yeah, and also like it costs a lot of money, and also we continue to lose rights left and right. Like this is not helping us. So Gail King looked terrified, start to finish.
That was
like
actually so
Oprah
funny.
is crying. Like it's truly like, please don't let Gail die. You know, like in horror movies, the black people always die first. I don't know what the space stereotype is, but Gail came home safely. Allegedly, well, not allegedly, because Katy Perry has confirmed it. She sang "Oh, What a Wonderful World" while they were up in space, and it's like this bitch.
I got
Katie
goosebumps,
sang
but the
that or
wrong
Gail sang?
kind. Like
Yeah,
cringy.
Katie, they get up there and she's like, and she's
I
singing.
see a trace of green. They also did like a chant because their whole like tagline for it was "Take up space," and so when they were up in space, they were like 3, 2, 1, take up space. I was like,
There were two like
somebody's got to blow this ship up.
There was like a hot rocket scientist and then like a hot other scientist. And at first I was like, are there no scientists? Because everyone was so hot. And then I was like, oh, okay, they found the hottest scientists to be like, you're going too.
Yeah, and they also gave them like these
I love
spandex suits showing every inch.
I love that Lauren Sanchez was up there, Bezos' new wife, because I'm like, this is a great way to get out of it, right? Where you're just like, send her up there. If she explodes, I'm devastated. And then now I have to look for a new wife. And I get to keep all the money.
He was seeing those Rory prenup reports, and he's like, I got to get my bitch up to space.
It was just such a gross display of like wealth. And the people that were there, like Oprah crying hilarious, Khloe Kardashian, Kris Kardashian was there, like just my god!
Why you know what Kardashian wanted to go, and they were like, "We can't, not the first one, not the first."
God, it was
so cringy.
Yeah, I mean, also, I didn't watch it. I just saw pictures of it.
Yeah, there's all these clips of Katy Perry, like everyone's like looking out the window, like, wow, oh my god, Earth. And she's just like floating by the cameras, like, like not even looking outside.
Would you guys go if you had been asked?
Fuck no.
No, you're not going.
No. I think I would have probably done it before I had a child. Now that I have a baby, I wouldn't, because I just before I had kids, I was like, yeah, whatever, life. I'll go to Afghanistan. I'll go to Iraq. I don't care. Like, let me see the world. And now I'm like, I'll wait till he's older before I die.
I can't. I don't even do Molly anymore. So it's like that's what I've sacrificed.
That's your restraint.
Yeah, I've had to stop doing loose drugs.
Oh my god!
The way that the world is right now, I am terrified to fly domestic.
What? Right. So you wouldn't do it.
Space? No, I'd be so afraid of exploding. I watch so many space movies.
I would definitely. I would be like, who's the guest list? I want to know. Like, is Lance Bass going? He seems to have a pretty good track record.
I bet you Lance Bass does go. I bet you in the next 5 years, Lance Bass is in space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What if Reggie Miller was like, come with me and see the planet?
Oh, 1,000% I'm going. And I'm bringing Molly.
Oh, that's our clip.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
no,
I
wouldn't
know.
go. I'd throw up, and then the throw up would just be sort of floating around.
I just got asked to perform in Greenland for the Space Force. Do you think I should take a rocket ship there?
Yes.
Will it be faster to get there than it will be to fly?
Sarah, say more
British
about that.
Airways.
What are you talking about?
I don't really know. It just came through yesterday. I'm not really sure. It's not till next year. It was like
We'll go too.
Yeah.
One night in
I'll be your
Greenland
assistant.
performing for the Space Force.
What is the Space Force? What is the Space Force?
Oh, the Space Force is a new branch of the military that deals with outer space.
That goes to outer space?
Yeah. That's why they're based in Greenland, because they can watch the top of the world. And that's different coming overhead.
And that's different than SpaceX.
Yeah, SpaceX
is a private company, just the way that Blue Origin or whatever Bezos' company is that did yesterday. Yeah.
Oh,
the Space Force is a government branch.
Okay.
It's the fifth branch of the military.
Wow.
It really baffles me how much you just mentioned that you went to Afghanistan, you went to Iraq. It really baffles me all the lives that you have lived. And I just went and saw Warfare, which is a really good movie. Everyone should go see it. I just cannot believe that you were over there doing little jokies while a war was happening. It was fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, just like you just hear fire and you're like, oh, cool. We can't hey guys, we can't drive to this base in the green zone today because the road got bombed, but tomorrow we can go. You're like, okay. I was actually supposed to go to Guantanamo one year.
Wow.
I was performing in Guantanamo because we have obviously troops stationed over there. And then George Bush went, he like had to make a surprise trip, or maybe it was Obama. I can't remember which one. It was Bush or Obama. And then they were like, we have to reschedule because the president's coming and we can't have any other aircraft coming in. So like a week before I was supposed to leave, it got rescheduled. I'm always like, ooh, what would it? Because I went to Abu Ghraib, but I never been to Guantanamo.
We got to get you to El Salvador. We got to rescue
Yeah,
Mission.
we really
I know.
do. We
God dang
really
it.
do.
We got to get him
I'm
out.
really worried.
I love the
I'm
Maryland.
worried that guy's dead.
I'm worried. I'm
I
worried.
know.
I'm worried
I
he's
know.
already gone.
The Maryland governor was like, "I'm going whether they want me or not." I'm like, "Oh, honey, we gotta find some backup." I don't know that we can just send the Maryland governor.
We need
loose.
one of those like scrunchy handcuffs that just like goes
Oh
like
my
make sure we pull her back.
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
okay.
Okay, should we talk NBA playoffs before it
Yeah,
gets
let's
any
talk
Yes.
about something
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Okay, we're recording this on Tuesday. The play-in tournament starts today. What is that? Whoo, it's confusing. Okay. Every year I go, I'm gonna figure it out, and then it is confusing. So in the East, these are the teams that are guaranteed spots: the Cavs, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Pacers, the Bucks, and the Pistons. And then now in the 7, 8, 9, and 10 spot, we have the Orlando Magic 7 playing the Atlanta Hawks, Sarah's team 8. The winner of the 7 and 8 matchup guaranteed goes into the playoffs. They only have to win one game. And then the loser of that game will play the winner of the 9 and 10 matchup. So loser, Magic Hawks plays winner, Bulls Heat, and then they go in and play the number 1 ranked Cavs. Does that make sense?
You look so defeated as
Yeah.
you explain this to us.
Does it make sense?
It's like no matter what happens with the first play-in game between the Hawks and the Magic, both of them still have more games to play.
So
yes.
7 and 8
Double
have
chance.
2 chances. 9 and 10 have 1 chance, single elimination.
Yeah.
And then in the West, Thunder are 1, Rockets 2, Lakers 3, Nuggets 4, Clippers 5. The Clippers have
Wow.
like really come alive. Timberwolves 6. The Warriors really stumbled at the end, so they find themselves in the 7 spot playing the Grizzlies. 7 and 8. Those 2 teams, again, 2 chances to win. And then the Kings and the Mavericks, 9 and 10, 1 chance to get in. The big news out of the NBA yesterday was that the Suns fired Budenholzer. Now, I spelled his name correctly in the rundown without even looking it up, and I was like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
Big
CJ did pick the right woman to marry.
Ah!
He had been there 1 year. The Suns were like a disaster. I mean, there's a lot of teams you can talk about were a disaster this year. The 76ers, whoo boy, really bad. The Suns just have this stacked lineup though, and they have this owner who is cool and fun and wants to win, and it just all was a disaster. And so they needed a change. The Suns find themselves at 11, outside looking in. I'm so excited for the Pacers. We are the 4 seed. We will be playing the Milwaukee Bucks, who we also played first round last year. Now, last year the Bucks
Wait,
were
didn't you say the Bucks were in the East?
the Bucks are in the East, yes, but they're the 5 seed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. You're in the East. Well,
Yes, I'm in the
thinking
East.
West right now.
I'm an East
Sorry.
Coast. I know. Well, it's
Okay.
also confusing because
Sorry.
it's like Memphis is not in the West on the West Coast, and neither is Minnesota. So it does the the East and West is
Yes.
relative, I guess.
Yes. The lines are drawn like voting
Exactly.
districts.
It's gerrymandered. The Pacers play the Bucks. Last year they did not have Giannis, and so we were able to upset them in the first round. This year Giannis is healthy. They don't have Dame. So I don't know. It's all a tough matchup. Sarah, there's a chance that your Hawks could be playing Chris's Celtics.
I'm looking at the odds right now while
Is
you guys
there?
are talking. Some of these odds are absolutely atrocious for y'all's teams.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
Plus
there's
100,000 for the Hawks to make it to the finals.
But
I mean,
but it has happened. Jimmy Butler took the Miami Heat from a play-in team to the to the NBA Finals. And then a couple years ago, the Lakers were playing, made it to the Western Conference Finals. So it can happen. Obviously, people get injured all the time. All of these series are best of 7, which it's like, we don't need to watch the Cavs and the Magic play
the
7
play-ins
games.
are best of 7?
No. The play-in is 1 game. But then the stinkiest team is playing, the Cavs record this year was 64-18, and they could be playing a team that didn't even have 40 wins. And it's like, we're good. 5 is a plenty.
Yeah, 5 is plenty. Yes,
but
absolutely.
no one listens. No one listens to me.
Yeah, no one. Well,
the top odds, Boston Celtic and OKC is tied, and then it's the Cavs, the Lakers, the Warriors are up there, the Knicks are up there, the Clippers are up there, and then you count like 6 or 7 more teams, and then you find the Pacers.
And you know what? That's fine. We were underestimated last year. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. I love them. I'm so proud of them. Today, Conrad was putting his little Joker and his little Tyrese Halliburton on a speedboat that he has and flipping it over. So we're ready to go over here.
Okay.
Was it last year? Wasn't it the Suns owner that grabbed the ball out of Djokovic's hand?
Matt Ishbia? I don't know. He doesn't
remember. He fell in the crowd and then
oh, look.
He wouldn't give
because he's like a nice man.
Or is it Jokic? Oh, I
Jokic.
never remember.
Yeah. Oh wait, okay.
Jokic.
Yes. Nicole, well, no. Oh, so Jokic shoved the owner.
Because he wouldn't give him the ball
fired?
No, this is the Suns owner
that fired.
who's like 39. He's like a billionaire in 39.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he played at Michigan State.
Entitled to a ball.
Couple more honorable mentions before we log off here. JD Vance breaking the college national championship trophy. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Couldn't have asked for a better moment.
He is from Ohio. He is his political career is from Ohio. Ohio State is there. Did you guys, when you saw it, were you just like, this is a Veep episode?
Yes. Where you're just like, this guy is such a moron. But I will say, as much as I dislike him, his tweet in response to it where he said, I just didn't want anybody else to have it, so I broke it. I was like, that was a pretty good one. Like if I had if a Democrat had written that, I'd be like, that's hilarious. So
the video.
Is Sarah doing punch-ups for JD Vance's Twitter?
Look at this.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine? It's my new job at Space Force.
Another coyote. Can we get odds on how many coyotes walk by while we're doing this?
Oh my gosh. Okay, and then is she the sports bitch of the week? Our snakeskin queen?
In her Nancy Sinatra outfit.
Bill Belichick's GF. She is on the field. Okay, she is up in his grill at practice. She's got a full length. Okay, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, please just Google it. Full length jacket that's touching the ground made out of snakeskin. She's got the matching shorts made out of snakeskin. She's something.
That are UNC colors.
Yes.
Important. She is in Tar Heel blue, white go-go boots. And she is all up on him, adjusting him. She is just such a gift. She just keeps giving to us constantly. And you think, no, there's no way she's going to be at spring practice. And she is dressed like Nancy Sinatra and touches him 700 times.
Whoever decided that Hard Knocks was not going to be a good idea this year for UNC, yeah. I wish you the worst. I wish you a terrible, terrible day. Because the gifts we would have been given. I need a reality show. If she becomes a housewife, I become a fan. I start watching that series.
Yeah, she's actually too young. Housewives are usually older than this. She's got to be angling for some sort of Netflix show that she is in control of.
And I'll watch the shit out of it.
Oh my God. We will have viewing parties. Jordan Hudson, we need you to have a show.
Yeah.
I don't want to know her name.
I know. I Googled it because I forget it it's like my
No,
brain.
I want to forget it.
My brain won't take it in.
No, I like, can you imagine if any other coach's girlfriend was at practice? Like that would be the most, she has to have some sort of job there or like, some sort of position in order for her to even be there, just to be like
some emails were
coach's
leaked.
girlfriend.
Some emails were leaked of hers talking about Stephen Belichick. Did you guys see those?
No.
So
No.
Stephen Belichick is now coaching at UNC with Bill, and he and she, these emails got leaked of her emailing the staff being like, hey, from now on we are not going to be calling Stephen Bill's son. He is going to be referred to as Stephen Belichick. He coached the Patriots for XYZ. He was with the Huskies for da-da-da-da. Like, they just want to steer. Honestly, the email made a lot of sense, and I was like, maybe that's why she's there.
That makes sense.
And she's like, listen,
for like
when
PR stuff.
When Bill dies, Stephen will probably still be here. Breaking news, at just 3 hours ago, 24-year-old Jordan Hudson is entering the Miss Maine contest for the second year in a row. So here's our angle.
Is that the bodybuilding?
No, this is like pageant.
Just
this
a pageant. A beauty
pageant girl.
Do we go?
We contact her and go, we would like to film you competing for Miss Maine, and we will sell it to Netflix. And then also, we mostly 90% of it is just her and Bill at UNC.
Okay, let's sidebar about this because fuck yeah, we need to do that.
Fuck yeah.
Miss Maine, Chris's home state.
Yeah,
I know. If she went, I mean, I hope she just like goes to Maine and accidentally goes up to Canada and then just stays there.
She is from
Can't get back in the country.
You know what? We'll have her.
Hancock, Maine.
We'll have her.
Oh,
interesting.
All right, guys.
All right.
Great app.
Yeah.
Love
All
you
right,
guys.
go
Good
Hawks.
Good luck with your gas.
I don't
Anything
have
else
gas.
that's going on over there?
I don't have gas. I burped one time, and then that's it. I will say my breasts are resting on my big belly, but that's par for the course. Oh, I'm filming a special. I'm filming my first hour-long special, May 10th and 11th, which coincidentally same weekend as the Miss Maine contest, so not gonna be able to do that. So May 10th and 11th, if you email Megan special rsvp@gmail.com, you'll get an email back with all of the details, and I'm really excited.
Love it. Me and Rachel will be at the Brea Improv Thursday, April 17th at 7 p.m.
Heck yeah.
And I think that's all I have going on.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Rachel, do you have anything?
Meg. Oh, yeah, I have a couple of shows in LA, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. Westside Comedy Theater and Brea Improv and Cityscape Comedy and some other stuff. Meg, what can we wear to your show that would really let people know that we are the number one Meg heads?
Maybe a caftan.
A caftan is what I was going to say.
A caftan, or what you would wear for our Sports Illustrated shoot. You could come in a head-to-toe Colts look. Or you could do Pacers jersey, Colts, Zubas, Fever hat.
Okay.
Something like that. You could
Full
come dressed
kit wanker.
Yeah, come dressed as a corn cob. Lots of different options.
Okay, I like that.
All
right, guys, we'll be back next week. We love ya. Toodly doodly.
Love ya. Bye, bitches.